If I throw Gio Reyna out there, do I trust him to do what the team needs him to do? It doesn't always mean, yes, get on the ball and do your thing and work your magic going forward. But there's so many other facets to the game that we need you to do. And if he's not willing to do that, then it's going to be hard for him no matter where he goes. The topic we're going to get into for this segment is about Gio Reyna. Borussia Dortmund have given this young man, he's only 22 years old, permission to seek a new club.
That's never a good sign, right, Jimmy? When
no, it's not.
Make it public like that. You could do it behind the scenes, tell his agent, tell the player, hey, I think it's best you go. But they don't make an announcement for the world to go, hey, we don't want this guy. Shop him.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's a tactic. Nah, I'm sure the club just did it without telling him. I don't know. Jorge Mendes is the agent for Gio Reyna. He seems to have control over a lot of stuff. So
would you trust him after the Nottingham Forest move? Or
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But what is he going to do at this point? You're going to leave him to go somewhere else?
I know.
I don't know. So
you have to leave regardless, right? So.
Yeah. So what does everybody think in the comments if you're watching us live right now on the Golazo America YouTube channel? After you hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications, where do you think he should go? Like realistically, where do you think he should go? Don't give us some pie in the sky.
All right.
Like realistically.
Drum roll.
I'm going to go first. Can I give a pitch for a club? I'm going to go first. All
right. I'll be back.
Okay. Now for everybody maybe driving in their car, listening to this later, fasten your seatbelts. Okay. Because I might have an option. This feels really, in some ways, I think this could be a really smart move. Okay, and everybody's got to hear me out. This is a really prolonged preface to say that I think he should go to the Columbus Crew. Now, Chuck, hear me out. There might be some eye rolls happening. You come back to the Crew. You play for the best coach in the league in Wilfred Nancy. Okay, he is very good at being adaptable and fluid, and I feel like he would see Gio as a project. Basically a project in reinstilling some confidence and helping him develop developing that consistency that I think that he needs. Okay. So Wilfred Nancy, I think that he could build a system or he could fit into a system that's already in place that could play to Gio's strengths. Okay. When that happens,
Jimmy?
Sure.
In what position is he playing?
I would put him at the second striker.
But he plays a 3-4-3 and he's proven that that's his formation.
That's fine. Then you can put him out on one of the wings, and then Gio. In some ways, I use Cucho Hernandez as an example for a lot of reasons. One, Cucho was playing in the Premier League, came to the Crew.
They're not the same player at all.
I get that. No, I'm not saying they're like for like. I'm using him as a symbol of what's possible, right? So then you go and you fit into. And listen, if Wilfred Nancy had the opportunity to have Gio Reyna in his squad, I don't think he would turn it down. So you bring him back. And you figure out the best way for him to thrive in his system, right? I mean, Wilfred Nancy's a teacher first and foremost, so he's going to get him into the system, and make sure that they play and he plays to the strengths of the team as well, right? It's not just all roll out the red carpet for Gio and everybody else has got to adapt to him. It's you got to meet your most talented players where they are. What I really like about this is that Cucho is a good example that you can come back to MLS, come to the Crew in particular, and then they can sell you back to Europe. Right. So he went from Premier League to MLS and now in La Liga with Real Betis, where he's starting. It's not like he's just a bench player. He's starting and contributing in a meaningful way. Gio could see it the same way. He comes back to the States. He gets his confidence going. Mauricio Pochettino's a coach that already values MLS. Okay, no problem there. And now you're actually playing in front of an American audience where they can see you, and now you can build up your hype ahead of the 2026 World Cup. It just feels like there's a lot of good things that could happen with that type of move if he could even get to the Crew. But I feel like he'd have to go to a coach that could really nurture that talent in a positive way, and hopefully allow him to build that consistency and confidence that I think is needed. And so that feels realistic to me. It's not a pie in the sky move. That I don't know how with the machinations of MLS. I don't even know if that could even work because I don't know where the Crew fits in the discovery rights and blah 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 blah. But
did you see this comment on the screen?
Okay. Oh, so Hooligan says correct league, but wrong team. Philly Union.
No, the one before that.
Okay, that's Hooligan.
From Jar. Yeah.
Czar says Nancy can't teach Gio how to run, which is his problem. Well, so listen, running is a choice. So yeah, you have to figure out a way to get him to buy into whatever it is that you're doing. And I think Wilfred Nancy is very good at that, amongst other things.
So I want to address your destination first.
Okay.
Saying within MLS, I think that would be a fantastic fit for Gio Reyna because they're a good team and they're managed by a top coach. So I like Wilfred Nancy a lot in the way that he sees the game, what he expects from the players. I think he's one of those guys that can get the most out of players because of his approach. So I'm with you on that. In terms of his positioning, I'm not sure if that's the right spot, given that Wilfred Nancy doesn't play with a real 10. And so, Kevin Cusack, actually, one of the comments that we had, I don't want to see him on the wing. I want him to see him centrally.
He could drift
because he likes to roam centrally.
He can drift. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you can unbalance the team that way. So
sure.
If he does come to MLS, I think that would be a good spot given the situation and the talent and Nancy. However, my pick would be drum roll. Brrr. So, like you said, all right, like you said, a step back, but I think MLS is 2 steps back. So I don't think he needs to take 2 steps back. So 1 step back, he's going to Ajax. And I think Ajax, who are top of the Eredivisie, who are starting to try and reclaim that dominant, era in the Eredivisie, I think they are moving in the right direction. I love their coach and Francesco Farioli. They play young players. We know how technically gifted a lot of the Ajax players typically are, especially the ones that come through the academy. But Mika Götze is a phenomenal player, a young Belgian. Fitz Jim, right? What about Kian?
Yeah, I love Fitz Jim. More Fitz Jim in my life.
Phenomenal young talent, but they don't necessarily have a real creative attacking midfielder. And so David Klaassen has been playing a ton, but if he gets into Ajax, they're playing Champions League, so they need more depth. So whether he's 100% starting every single match or he's sprinkled in starting versus coming off the bench but still playing a ton of minutes, I think being in a good system where they're training, where the players are encouraged to have freedom in the attacking third, I think Ajax would be a great fit for Gio. And you see some of the other Americans who players, period, who have come to the Eredivisie to rebuild themselves. A Martin Odegaard, for instance. I know he's younger, but came. A Malik Tillman now, right? Serginho Dest now. They're at PSV. Ricardo Pepi at PSV. So I think it's good to still have some rivalry there with the Americans in the Eredivisie, but I think more importantly for his development, to regain his fitness and his edge, because in talking to some of the players, he's absolutely changed his personality. He is a pro, and he doesn't come across as entitled. He's a good teammate now, but he's lost the edge, and that comes with the loss of match sharpness and fitness and health. And I think we need to see Gio back to being confident as hell again, I'm the guy. I can dribble through anybody. I can play through anything. So I think playing time and playing at a high level, still getting some Champions League reps would do wonders for Gio Reyna.
Personally, I would love this move for him because of all the reasons you mentioned about Ajax. I wonder, though, and this is where even I don't think Wilfred Nancy would just hand him a starting position either, right? He's going to have to go out there and earn it.
Ask DeJuan Jones. Ask DeJuan Jones. You could trade him for him. Big trade. Columbus Crew doesn't really play. Doesn't feature in the way that you would think.
So I think this is the big question mark. Wherever he goes, he's going to have to do some shit he might not want to do and have to earn his spot and have to fight for it in a way that we just haven't seen him do consistently, whether he was at Forest on loan, whether he's at Borussia Dortmund. There always seems to be somebody that's willing to do a little bit more of the dirty work, to track a runner, to do these little details that win over coaches. We've had this conversation before, but it's about trust. If I throw Gio Reyna out there, do I trust him to do what the team needs him to do? It doesn't always mean, yes, get on the ball and do your thing and work your magic going forward. But there's so many other facets to the game that we need you to do. And if he's not willing to do that, then it's going to be hard for him no matter where he goes. And so, yes, I like the Ajax shout. They have a player who's 22 right now, same age as Gio, named Kenneth Taylor, crushing it in the Eredivisie, 9 goals, 6 assists. He apparently
he's more of an 8 too as well.
He is more of he's more of an 8, but he's clearly contributing on the attacking side of the ball. So he's getting himself in good spots to make plays and have goal contributions. It looks like he's probably going to get sold in the summer to Aston Villa. It's looking for like a $30 million deal, which would be a great signing for Villa. But that would open up a spot, or at least an area of the field where Gio could occupy.
100%. I'm telling you right now, Ajax would be a great fit because he fits the profile of an Ajax player. Gifted technically, can see the field.
Yeah.
And then, it's also they're the top team in that league, right? So
they're going to have a lot of the ball.
Yes.
So
it's perfect for him.
Going to have a lot of the ball. Yeah.
Yes.